All right, I'm stood in front of a machine. We have lots of them in the brewery. Some of them do some really fun things hot side, and this one does something really fun on the cold side. So we have designed an entire dry hopping process because of what this machine can do, and it does something that I think you guys are going to be really excited about. So usually when we dry hop a beer, we'd finish fermentation, go through all of our quality controls, add the hops, maybe wait something like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, gradually crash the hops out of that vessel, and eventually take that beer towards centrifuge and then bright tank. Now what we're going to do with this brand new process that we're calling Supercharged is we're going to take the beer from dry hop to package in 24 hours. We have never done anything like this. You guys have never drank anything like it in your lives, and I'm really excited about it. Why? Look, I'm stood here before we've got the thing in package. Can I tell you exactly what it tastes like? No. But I can tell you that for 11 years, I've been trying beers out of our tanks, and they always taste elevated, interesting, punchy, nuanced in ways that don't necessarily then show up 2-3 weeks later when we've got them in package. This is pretty much a process of bringing you guys into the cellar and getting you something as if you're stood here with me in the brewery getting a sample directly out of the tank itself. I think that's damn exciting. I think what we're about to try in our 11th birthday IPA is going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be a process that we'll check out in just about every single different style imaginable. I think all hops will respond slightly differently to it, so can't wait for you guys to try it. Can't wait to have it myself. Supercharged. Hang on a minute, I should probably tell you what it does, so I didn't even do that really. Okay, so I'm stood in front of a machine called the decanter, and it is another type of separator that we've got here at the brewery. We've had a centrifuge since 2017, and that's largely been taking yeast out of our beer. I think controlling yeast in package is really important. Too much of it and your guts will blow up the size of a balloon. That's not good for anybody. If you use a decanter, you've basically got lots of options about how you remove larger, solid particulate matter from liquid or anything else you can pump to it. And in our case, it's about squeezing every drop of moisture out of those dry hops. We call it dry hopping because we're adding dry hops to the beer, and in this sense our supercharged process is going to dry those hops right back out. The waste product is leaf matter that feels just about moist to the touch, and all of that aromatic goodness, some of which would stay locked in those wet leaves when they eventually get dumped into the drain or dumped into waste disposal, all of that goodness is going to be locked into the beer. I think that's amazing. So combining that decanting function with a really short window between adding the hops, using our hop gun, which circulates the beer and makes all of that mechanical extraction that would otherwise tumble and happen over days. We can make that happen to the same effect in a couple of hours. We can use our centrifuge to control the amount of yeast in that beer in the first place, and then we can squeeze all the moisture and all of the flavor out of those hops with the decanter and hopefully get you something that is utterly unique. All right, here I am right next to the canning line. Yesterday morning, first thing, the guys sent Supercharged, the first time we've ever done it, through the hop gun. So that's a 2-hour process of extracting all of the flavor from hops there. And then following that, we went through the decanter. Now our initial plan was to go decanter straight through to bright tank, but we took a call yesterday to recirc. So we used the decanter just to pull all of that liquid content out the hops. Everything went back into the FV, and from there, overnight, we sent the beer through the centrifuge again into bright beer tank, cooled it down, carbonated it, and here it is in can. Okay. First impressions is I just can't get over how smooth and rounded, pillowy, super soft, but then it's got this kind of like bright, freshly opened bag of hops, resinous, sherbetiness to it that I think is amazing. I'm really happy with this. I think it's Gonna drink really, really easily in a glass. It is 9:46 in the morning, and I honestly feel like finishing that can would be no hardship whatsoever. I think by the time you guys get this in a glass, on draft, in can, over the coming days, I think you're going to find it super, super, super easy to drink. I'm not sure we expected that to be one of the elements. In fact, most of us were worried about it being too green and too bitey, but there's none of that there. I think you've got loads of super, super fresh hop aromas. I think you're going to really love it. Okay, for me, it's a banger.